I mean, when you think about it, aren't we all trying to fly away? It's kind of the point. It's kind of what it all means, isn't it? We're all trying to fly away. We're all trying to get past. We're all trying to get through, go away from everything that's happening. Moving on is essentially trying to get away from what's now. It's trying to change. And that's what Flyaway Moon is all about. Flyaway Moon is a representation of moving on, of getting out of the ordinary, of getting away from what's normal. And that's what we are. I guess the moon part is it's out there. We don't know everything about it. It's different. It's not something that we're used to, and people look at it with such amazement and such curiosity. And that's how I want people to view us as a group. I want people to look at us and say they're different and they're out there. They're good, but they're different, and I want to know more. And that's what we are. Not much more can be said about what we are. We're a group of kids. We're a group of kids trying to change. We're trying to change what's normal. We're trying to be different. We're trying to be everything that no one knows could ever exist. It's essentially the kid that was picked on while he was in school and grew up to be a sensation, grew up to be loved by millions, and that one kid that picked on that guy that, you know, is now so big. We're kind of combination of those two things. We're a bad way to put it is we're the bully trying to get out of our never-ending cycle by putting it on someone else, of our upsets and our depression, I guess, and we're trying to put that on other people, whereas we're also that kid that it doesn't matter what's going on. We're always gonna be who we are, and we're gonna stick with what we do until we make it and we get to the very top, and until we get beyond what anybody right now is saying about us. And that's just what we are. Like I said, Flyaway Moon means getting out there beyond perception, I guess, is a way to put it. Getting out there beyond comprehension, beyond what people know, getting to the point of where people view us as different than what everything is, different than what they want, but we make it so that we are what they want. And it's confusing, and that's another thing that draws a lot of people in. It's different, and it's hard to say, but that's what we are, and that's what we stand for. Besides just being a bunch of people that want to make music and want to entertain people, and we put a lot of effort into what we do, even though we are shut down by trying to do what we love, and it's hard, but we can get through it. the band name Flyaway Moon came to me. Well, it didn't come to me, actually. My friend came up with it. Me and him, I was 10 or 11, and he was 13 or 14, and we were just like, hey, let's make a band. And I came up with the band name Morning Lit Night. Just, it sounded cool. And with the same reasoning, he came up with Flyaway Moon. And I said okay. And we did our thing where we just mashed on drums in a garage. But just recently this year, 2013 actually, September and November, he passed away. When I decided I wanted to do a group, I said that I promised myself that I wanted to remember him, and I would remember him in a unique way, and not in a way like a lot of other people would, by hanging up a picture. Now there's hashtags, and they're making t-shirts, and that's not how I wanted to remember my best friend. I wanted, and that's why I chose to keep the name Flyaway Moon, because that is, I guess one, because he came up with it, and I loved it, and I loved him, and I looked up to him. He was definitely a role model for me, and helped me build a lot of the character that I've built today. And I could say easily that I loved him as much as a brother. And I guess the name Flyaway Moon, each time I say it or anyone else says it to me, I automatically think that kind of bond that we had, that, again, the unique bond, and how we tried to get out there and be different and change and escape what we knew. And I guess that's more of just the definition of Flyaway Moon. And it's weird because when we were kids, when we were little, it had nothing. It just sounded cool. But now, growing up, now being, life being what it has become, it has a meaning, and there's story behind it, and it means something that's in depth and meaningful. And it's just weird how I guess things just turn out. And it doesn't really matter what the outcome was. Well, actually it is. It's not about what happened before, it's what the outcome is now. Because Flyaway Moon is a lifestyle for me now. It's not simply just a band name we came up with when we were little. It's now the story of my life. It's now we're trying to change what is known, and we're trying to get beyond what people know, and we're trying to change that. And I've said that multiple times before. And I guess that's how I'm gonna end this. My name is Reno. I do vocals and backup instruments on Flyaway Moon.